Well, good morning, folks. It's Saturday morning, and don't know if you can tell, but my grass in a week has grown almost 6 to 8 inches tall because of all the rain that we've had the last couple of days this week. The dogs are doing fine, right? It is hot out. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning. It's already like 90 degrees out here. So yeah, we'll get out here this afternoon and we'll cut this down. But I wanted to talk about, I've heard various channels this week talking about the 9 essential things that the Amish buy, etc., etc. And I heard some false information in those videos. So I thought I address one component. There is a difference between your regular iodized table salt and pickling salt and Himalayan pink salt. You need to have a good amount of each one of those. Now, here's why. The human body requires iodine, and iodized salt has iodine in it. Now, my understanding is that they are going to reduce the amount of iodine in the iodized salt. So you need to have a tri-iodine on hand. Now, by tri, I mean it needs to have 3 different iodines in it. One of the best types of iodines that I found on the market is actually amazing, but it's found on the Alex Jones Network, and it is called X3 Survival Shield. It is the best iodine that I have found, but it is expensive. So you need to do your research because you need iodine. Okay, iodine helps with your immune system. You do not get enough iodine out of the food that you eat. Okay, it used to be that it was automatically put in table salt, and this is good for your brain. Now, Himalayan pink salt has that iodine in it. So if you can switch your table salt to Himalayan pink salt, you'll get the iodine that you need using that salt. However, Himalayan pink salt is not good for salting hams, curing beef, and doing this type of curing of meats. You have to have the iodized table salt. Now, on top of that, if you're going to pickle things, that means you're going to ferment them. You cannot use iodized table salt or pink Himalayan salt, because it does have iodine in it, to pickle things. Get down. You have to have actual pickling salt. Now, can you use pickling salt to cure meats? Honestly, I do not know. That is a very good question. I don't personally know. Is it possible? Maybe. But let's just stick with what we know. We know that you can salt cure meats. Okay? And Table salt, the regular Morton iodized salt, is what people have used for centuries. So let's go with what we know. I don't like to do experimentation on stuff when it comes to food. I don't expect you to do experimentation on stuff when it comes to food. I want you to stick with what's safe. So, you definitely need iodine. Iodine is good for your lymph nodes, it's good for your brain. Okay? It helps your lymph nodes drain, and it provides good beneficial minerals for your immune system. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. I know it sounds simple, but you need to, if you're going to pickle things, you need to make sure you get pickling salt and not table salt. Okay, there's a big difference. The biggest difference is table salt has iodine in it, which prevents the fermentation, which prevents the actual bacteria which pickles things to grow. That's the scientific. But there is a difference between pickling salt and iodized salt. Pink Himalayan salt is a higher quality of salt, okay? And it does have iodine in it, so it is not good for pickling. Can you use it for other things? Yes. I would not use it for pickling. I would actually get pickling salt. Now, the good thing about this is all three of these salts, I keep all three. All three of these salts have a place in your pantry. All three of them. Okay? And all three of them last perpetually. They're kind of like rice. They never go bad. As long as they're stored right, it's never going to go bad. So, when you have time to buy it, buy it. That's just the way it is, okay? Yeah. So, I literally saw 3 videos this week talking about using iodized salt to make pickles, and you can't do that. You have to have specific pickling salt to make pickles. So I wanted to put that information out for somebody who's just learning canning and just learning how to pickle, like your eggs and your cucumbers and just various things that you would pickle. You can't do that with regular salt. It prevents the bacteria which causes the pickling. It prevents that bacteria, so what you have is spoiled food. And with the economy the way it is today, that is the worst position to be in. We don't want any spoiled food because it costs too much, right? And yeah, that's what we got going on as far as that goes. Now, let's talk about my pickup truck real quick. Rock Auto had all the parts that I needed for my pickup truck, and they have all been put on. Now, I will drive my pickup truck this week to ensure that everything is fixed. At this point, I believe that everything is fixed. Let's go through what we've done this month. Okay, $686 to have the dash fan replaced. That means ordering the proper dash fan, having it put in by mechanic shop, and also doing an oil change, $686. Another $646 to have an AGM battery put into my truck. This is a deep cell marine battery. I went with the higher cost, but in order to get the truck to the shop to have it put in and the old battery took out, that cost me $200 in tow fee. Okay, so total was $646. Rock Auto. I ordered the AC compressor, AC condenser, 8 new plugs, 8 new ignition coils. They have all been put on. It cost 638 cents for those parts. Cost me another $500 to have them put in. Recharge the AC system and test it. At this point, it is running fine. So that's what I have spent this month just on my pickup. So I want you to calculate that. That is close to $2,100, if not more. My math might be off a little bit. But this is why you need to save what you can save when you can save it. Okay? I understand things are tight, but if you can save $5 a week, that's $5 a week, right? And it adds up. It does. It adds up. I save $20 a week. Okay? I'm not rich by any means. I saved $20 a week, and I was close to being able to buy the Harvest Right freeze dryer. Unfortunately, all that money has now gone into my pickup truck. So that's why you have a savings, and why you don't allow yourself to go down into the negative. Because the minute you go into the negative on your account, hello, the bank is going to charge you overdraft fees, right? You're gonna get a bounce check or something off of the whoever you're trying to pay, because the bank is going to deny it and say, and still charge you an overdraft fee. You know, and it spirals. It spirals from that point. So even if all you can save is $5 a week, and it's hard, okay? It's hard because, you know, your friends and neighbors are all like, well, let's go do this and let's go do this. And you're like, no, I have to stay to my budget. And it's exceptionally hard to do that, okay? It's a discipline. Just like you are disciplined to get up and go to work every day, well, some of us, you need to be disciplined when it comes to your finances. Now, some of the best people online that I have found that talk about finances is the Epic Economist and the Economic Ninja. And these are the two that I watch that show pretty much what's happening here in the States and what people are dealing with, right? It shows. So even if you think your situation is the worst that could happen, remember that somebody else has it worse than you. Okay, so our whole point is the bills are paid, the food is on the table, and the maintenance on your vehicle needs to take priority. Because if something happens and you have to evacuate, let's look at all the fires going on in Canada and all the disasters going on basically across the world. You need a way that if you have to evacuate, you have a way to evacuate it. So don't skimp on doing the maintenance and keeping up on your vehicle. Okay, even if you have to go without a meal once or twice a week, okay, that's what you need to do. Have I done that? Absolutely. Absolutely. I went to eating 2 meals a day for an entire year and a half to pay off my credit cards. Now, of course, with everything going on, my credit cards are back up again, higher than what I want them to be, right? When they hit the 2,000 mark, that's when I start paying them down. And they're a little bit over that mark right now. So I don't like that, and I'm sure all of you out there will agree with me. Having a credit card and having a balance on the credit card, you're just paying more money because now you got to pay the interest on the money that you borrowed off the credit card. Even if it was an essential item that you had to buy. So you have to give up things that you enjoy doing in order to get yourself out of the situation that you're in. Now, some of us are stuck. Some of us are stuck. We're stuck with rent payment, $2,000 to $3,000 a month, but our work bill that we're getting back from work is just right at, maybe you get $100 above what you're paying for rent. At that point, you need to look at changing something. You need to change something. And either it's the job that you have or it's where you're renting. And you need to do that before you go so in the hole that there's no daylight left. And I know for some of us, you're already to that point. You need to look at where you're spending your money and what you're spending your money on. I've taken my lunch to work for 5 years, right? I have not eaten out one time in 6 months. I've actually bought something out. Okay? Everything that I have goes into something. Either food for the animals, repair on my items here at the house to keep my household running smoothly, repair on the house, gas to and from work. Every penny that I have, I account for every week. I do not spend money willy-nilly. Okay? I don't have internet at the house. I don't have cable at the house. I don't have that. Right? The only internet that I have is on my phone. So you have to look at what's important. What's important? What's more important? Is it more important that you be able to watch that TV show that everybody's talking about, or is it more important to put food on the table? For me, it's more important that food is on the table, my animals are taken care of, my house is taken care of. Right? Simple. Simple, simple, simple. But the main topic today was about the salt, because I watched those. It was actually 3 videos I watched, and I was like, they're telling people wrong. Okay? Don't be listening to these people saying, oh, well, you can cheesecake. No, you can't. Okay? Don't do that. Right? Don't listen to these crazy people that are just there telling you these things that absolutely don't have a freaking clue what they're talking about. Right? The dog has come to get his attention, because it's like, Mama, it's hot out here. You're not supposed to be out right now. And he's getting a little gray underneath his undercoat. I don't know if you could see that, but it's like gray under his undercoat. His undercoat is solid gray, which is kind of weird, but yeah, he's doing well, as you can see. He's doing very well, and they are very hot, as you can see. They are panting. So we're gonna go back in the house, because That's where the cool mats are, and that's where they can cool off. Bicycle.